Welcome. In this video tutorial, we're going to talk about the tactical maps in StreetWise Responder. Now, to get to the tactical map screen, you probably have already seen in another video tutorial. We're simply going to tap the tactical map function button at the very bottom of the StreetWise application. So right now we're working with a fire alarm at 560 River Highway in Mooresville. So we'll go ahead and tap the tactical map button and bring that up. Now, one thing I want to point out is that you get a unique and separate tactical map for every incident. So we're not mixing incidents up on the map. You'll be able to tell what's going on any individual specific incident by going to the tactical map for that incident. And the way you do that is simply understanding that anytime you hit the tactical map button, you're going to be using the tactical map for whatever alert you have centered on the screen at the time you select to go to the tactical map. So we're going to be pulling up the tactical map specific to the fire alarm at 560 River Highway. So we're going to tap that, and you can see that our incident is right here in the middle. Now we can use pinch zoom, which is where you use your two fingers on the screen, and by placing two fingers on the screen and separating them, we can actually zoom the map in, and you can see that our incident is highlighted by this icon right here. And if we tap that icon, it's going to tell us we're going to the fire alarm at 560 River Highway in Mooresville. Now I want to show you a few of the things that you're going to see on the tactical map, because there are a lot of things that you'll be able to access on the tactical map. First of all, in the standard map view, you will have building footprints for most areas, at least for most urban areas. You'll have building footprints that show you the actual buildings that are in the area. And those are outlined on the map. You'll also have live traffic conditions. And I'm going to zoom out just a little bit so you can see there are segments of this street that are green, some that are sort of orange, some that are red. Those are indicating the traffic flow in relation to the normal flow of traffic, or the speed limit, if you will, on that particular road. So the areas where you have orange or this dark red are indicating that you have slowdowns or even bumper-to-bumper stop traffic on that road segment. So that can be really handy as you're approaching a particular area to be able to see what the traffic conditions are prior to your arrival. You also have some other icons that appear on the map. These are what we call sticky waypoints or information points that can be placed on the map by any of your mobile data terminals, or MDT. That's the tablet version of StreetWise. You can't place these sticky waypoints in the responder version, but you can see them. So here you see that we have an icon of a fire truck with a line through it, and that's indicating there's no fire apparatus access around the rear of this particular area. So if I tap that, you can see it says no apparatus access, and that was placed by Unit 10 on the 16th of March. You can see over here we have some icons depicting the fire department connection location and the Knox box location on this particular building. So if we tap this, it indicates fire department connection here. Tap the one over here and we get the Knox box. These again are icons that can be placed by any of your mobile data terminal tablet versions of StreetWise, but can be viewed on this device as well. Now, I want to show you some of the other settings that you have available. There are three main pull-out menu bars on the right-hand side of the screen, and let's start first of all with the top one. If we pull that out, you're going to see that we can change the view of the map. We're in the standard view right now, but we can go to the satellite view, which will give us, as you can imagine, the overhead aerial photo of this incident location, and we still get our traffic overlays and things like that. We can switch to a hybrid view, which gives us the street roadway center lines and right-of-way center lines on top of the aerial photo. We can also go to a terrain view, which our terrain here in this particular area is not very exciting, but in an area where you had mountainous regions, this can be pretty handy if you're working a brush fire or a urban wildland interface fire to have the terrain view available to you. There is also one other mode I want to point out. I'm going to jump right over to it now, and that's the night mode. And if you want to, you can actually switch to the night mode of the map. Now this is only when you're in the standard view, and it will dim the screen so that it's not quite as bright if you're trying to use it while you're traveling at night. I'll come back out of that and go back into day mode. Now also on the map settings menu, you have the ability to instantly pull up a Google Street View of the location that you're responding to. So simply clicking on the Street View menu item is going to switch over to a Street View or an Inside View depending on what's available for that particular location. So here you have an actual interior view of the structure, and that's because this particular business has decided that they want to make that available. But where that's not available, you can also get an external view of the business as well from outside using the standard Street View view. So we'll just flip out to the outside of this business, and you can see here that we have a view of the business basically from the street, and that's an interactive 360-degree view, and you can click on these little arrows at the bottom to actually move around and get a different view of the business or the building. And so the street view is instantly available, and it'll automatically go to the location that you have for that particular alert. Also on map settings, you can adjust the visibility of various types of points. So we'll hit the points visibility menu item, and you have checkboxes that allow you to either turn on or turn off sticky waypoints, tactical waypoints, and photo points. And again, those are points that can only be placed by the mobile data terminals or the tablet version of the full StreetWise CADlink during an incident. Tactical waypoints, as you probably already know from using the tablet version, are waypoints that are specific only to that incident and will identify things like staging areas, incident command posts, helicopter landing zones, and things like that. Again, specific only to the incident. So you can simply check or uncheck any of these points that you want to appear on your particular device. Now there are a couple of other settings on here as well, and that has to do with your hydrants. Now you can see highlighted right now we have the hydrants turned off, but you can turn hydrants on, and your selections are to turn hydrants on within 1,000 feet of the incident, to turn hydrants on within 5,000 feet of the incident, or to turn hydrants on within 1,000 feet of your particular location. That is the location of your device, and we call that the follow me mode, because as you're moving down the street, hydrants within 1,000 feet of you will appear on the map. We're just going to turn on the 1,000-foot range right now, and you can see now that as we zoom in, we have hydrant locations on the map. Now our hydrant locations are also interactive, so if we tap on a hydrant, it'll give us any information that was entered or programmed for that hydrant. And again, this usually comes from your water company or your utility company, or maybe the county or city GIS department. You can also see that some of these hydrants can be changed so that they can be shown as out of service. Here's an out of service hydrant. And we also have the ability to display suction points and drafting points as well. And again, these can be placed on the map by any of the devices that are in the apparatus, that is the tablet MDT version of StreetWise CADlink, not StreetWise Responder, but you can view them on StreetWise Responder. So you won't be able to edit these, delete them, or place them, but you will be able to view them on the StreetWise Responder. Now let's drop down to the next pull-out menu, and that is our map actions. And here we can recenter the map instantly by choosing either locate me or locate alert. Now right now we're on the alert, but if I wanted to find my location, I can simply hit locate me, and it instantly zooms the map into our location. Now you can see we're showing the location where we have a number of apparatus parked right now, so they're all kind of on top of each other, but I'll zoom in a little bit so we can see them a little bit more specifically. And you can see that we have here Rescue 13, Battalion 15, and these icons are based on the type of apparatus or vehicle that they represent. These icons will also rotate in the direction of travel when the vehicle is in motion. When the vehicle stopped, it's always going to be pointing north. But if they go into motion, you're going to actually see them rotate in the direction of travel as they move down the road. Now again, if we want to then switch back to the location of the alert, we can simply say locate alert, and it'll switch right back to the location where we were earlier, where the alert is located. We also have a track up selection. Currently we're on north up, which means that the map will always be pointing to the north unless you manually rotate it, and you can do that, by the way, simply by taking two fingers on the screen and rotating, just as you see us doing here. But if you don't want north up, or you don't want the manual direction, you can hit track up, and that will actually cause the map to rotate around your vehicle. So your vehicle will always be pointing up, and the map will actually rotate around the vehicle. So you have that choice of either using track up or north up as your orientation of the map. We're going to talk about the navigation menu a little bit later on when we get into another video tutorial, so we'll talk about that in detail later on.